Alright, hello, welcome to another video about Marvel Rivals. My name is Celty and I obviously make Marvel Rivals content. I'd like to thank everyone for the love and support on a few of the videos so far. It really makes my day, keeps me going. And this video is going to be about crowd controlling rivals because I'm seeing a lot of communication about is there too much of it in the game and is it ever going to, are they ever going to have to remove some, really? So if you'd be kind to like, comment, and subscribe, I'd like to hit 200 subscribers. That would be awesome. So if you guys can help with that, and let's just get straight into the video. So basically, there's two sides to this coin. There's a side where people are going to complain about the CC, and there's also a side where they're not. People are going to be like, there's too much, and people are going to be like, well, it's a hero shooter. There's going to be CC. And I'm personally on the side of there's going to be CC in the game. Get over it. Especially if you're a tank player. I cannot stand when people complain about CC and they play like a fucking hyena. Can't stand it. But basically, I'm more nuanced in it, of course, because some people don't need CC. Like Jeff doesn't need a CC. He doesn't. Bucky's hook, I get he's anti-dive and all, but he doesn't need to be able to hook multiple people. Like if you maxed out Bucky's hook at 1, I'd be completely fine with his kit because he is anti-dive at the end of the day. But one of the first points I want to bring up is people say that tanks need CC immunity. I don't know who in their right mind is thinking that any character in this game outside of a passive needs CC immunity, because it won't be fun for anyone. It won't be fun because if you give any tank, or I'm sorry, if you give all the tanks CC immunity, you have Emma Frost just running around 24/7. Emma's entire niche is bullying everyone in the lobby. That is her entire thing, and she does it amazingly. If you could imagine Doctor Strange just pressing W, no shield up, just pressing W, and you can't CC him, right? What do you think that's going to do to you in the health of the game? What about Thor? Whenever Thor is diving your backline and you can't CC him, what do you think that's going to do for your backline or for the health of the game? Be serious with yourself. Saying that tanks need any type of CC immunity is like saying supports need dive immunity. That's really what that's saying. And at some point, I think we all also need to realize that, again, as I said earlier, some characters might have too much CC, like Jeff and Bucky. But if you're playing tank, you have to understand that that is your job. Your job is to get attention away from everyone else. That's why you're the biggest target. And at some point, we have to realize you have to play around CC to the best of your ability. Sometimes, like everything else in the world, it won't work. And some BS happens. That's life. Sometimes when I'm playing Hella, I fall off the map, right? I have bird. Oh, guess what? I get pushed off the map when I don't have bird. That just happens. Some things like that happen. Sometimes when you're strange, you get ice balled from across the map. It happens sometimes. And I know that might get me hate, but that is the truth. You are going to be a magnet for CC. Again, you're the biggest target on the field, and I'd rather it be used, because if anyone's using their CC on you, most of the time they're throwing. Let's get that, because you're not going to kill you in this game. In this game, especially with how much sustain is in this game, if someone chooses to CC a tank for whatever reason, it's usually just nullified by the healing of the supports, which is why you need to CC the supports and not the tank. For the person trying to kill you, that's not the tank. But I do understand how that might sound crazy. Like, if you do not care for that take, I completely understand, because that does sound crazy. But I do know a different way that people have asked to get the CC toned down, and it's a mechanic that would I hate to, I don't know. Okay, so first, the mechanic would be if you get CC'd once, you get immunity for like a second, so you can't be constantly CC'd. And then you get CC'd again, you get immunity for like 2 seconds. CC'd again, 3 seconds. Blah blah blah, and it keeps building until it goes back down. Now, I would love this. This is not a terrible change. It's not a disgusting change, like at all. Like, do I like it? Not really. Because if you're ever in a position to get CC'd 4 times in a row, I mean, you're doing something wrong. You need to be punished for like 4 times. I can excuse 3. Okay, because you get Bucky hooked in, Luna snowballed, maybe Hella orb. But 4? 4? Really? What are we doing? Anyways, the gist would be you're CC immune after getting CC'd. But this would not work for every character. So you CC a Black Panther, right? You sleep him as Mantis. he already moves fast as hell, right? He moves like a cheetah. We all know this. If anyone on your team shoots him, he's awoken. And now he can't get CC'd. Now you have no real counter. There is no counter at that point. It's not, because you're not hitting him. You're not. That is where this issue comes in. And I don't want this game to ever add specific role passives. No role should have any passives, like, entirely, by the way. I hate that in Overwatch. I'll hate it in Rivals too. But it would make sense that tanks would get this, like, if the game did have role passives, tanks would have this passive. And we can keep blaming CC. Like, if you're playing solo Angela and you're getting mad at CC, like, that's completely your fault. Because what are you doing, right? Like, come on, be realistic with yourself. Really, if you're playing Angela and you get CC'd at all, you shouldn't really be surprised. You're a flying demigod. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, she might even be an actual god. Is she? I don't know. But the problem with tanks and CC, it's not CC, it's solo tanking. That is the issue, right? It is the solo tanking. That's the issue again with CCs, because you grab the tank, guess what? They're hit 3 times in a row, not 4, because that's outrageous. And now they're just in my back line, and 7 times out of 10, they might die, they might not, but everything gets messed up. Like, and again, I also can't have sympathy for tank players. I really can't, because Captain America with CC immunity, what are you talking about? So back when the game first came out, Captain America could not jump with his shield up, and then people complained saying like, oh, that's stupid, why would he not be able to do that? He's Captain America. And then they changed it to where he could, and for about a season and a half, Captain America was easily top 3 tanks in the game, simply because they gave him the ability to hold his shield up while jumping and hold it in the air with him, meaning he can't get shot in the air, he can't get CC'd in the air unless you're behind him. Imagine that times 3, which is why, again, you can't have role passes in any hero shooter. Imagine Captain America, again, as I just said, where you stun him once, he gets shot out of it, now he's immune for a second, and now he just runs your back line. Imagine that. Yeah, that's not fun. Not fun for you, not fun for me. So, as I said, I'm on the side of CC is needed in this video game, but I'm also going to be nuanced with it and say some people shouldn't have it. So, how would I fix this CC problem, if you want to call it that, even though I personally don't think it's a problem, and I don't think it will ever be a problem, really, because the game needs CC. Personally, you can remove CC from characters that don't need CC. It's simple as that. Simple as that, really. Jeff, for example, his alt fire, the one that's like him spitting at you, like literally like spitting and not just holding down a waterfall, that is a soft CC. It knocks people out their ults, it bounces you. Bubbles too. He has 2 CCs, his bubble and his alt fire. Invisible Woman's push, maybe it shouldn't be a soft CC. Maybe not. Bucky's hook, maybe it shouldn't be able to pull more than 1 person. Things like that, you know. Mr. Fantastic just got buffed. He now grounds you whenever he grabs you. Does he need that, really? Because it's already a CC. It's just a hard... Even Phoenix has a CC ability. It's soft, and it does... I mean, if you time it right, you cancel things. But it's a soft CC, but it's really a skill shot that you're... unless you're just spamming it into a crowd, it's usually just useless. But she has a CC. Maybe she doesn't need that, right? Even though it doesn't really remove anything or add anything to her hit in that reality. Her issue is that she can blade and freaking has 275 health, but whatever, that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, that's simple as that. Even looking at the roster right now, I don't see a lot of characters that are really that impressive in CC besides Bucky. I really don't. Most of them don't actually have any heavy CC, and most of them are tanks like Mag, Emma, Hulk, Penny, Thor, and Thing. Like, good bit of the CC abilities are on tanks themselves. So when a tank player complains about CC, it's like your role is literally like the main antithesis of this. I don't know what antithesis means, but it's whatever. Your role is the main cause of this. Besides Bucky, and you could be like, what about Black Celty? What about Black Widow? Black Widow easily has the best CC in this game, but she's garbage, so she kind of needs it. So yeah, simple as that. Does Rivals have a CC problem? Not really. No, it's an overblown issue. It's not really a CC issue. It's more like a characters that don't need it have it. That's simply like Bucky doesn't need 4. Mr. Fantastic didn't need it. Bucky shouldn't hook 1. Should only be able to hook 1 person. Jeff either. But that was the video. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.